Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder. Today we're diving into Uber's latest 8K filing, and I'm not gonna lie, this one has a bit of a soap opera feel to it. Think corporate departures and sudden promotions, like a reality show but with spreadsheets. Before we jump in, if you appreciate getting straight insights from corporate documents, make sure you're subscribed. We also have a Discord community linked in the description below for deeper discussion. So what's the big deal? Uber just announced a major shakeup in its leadership. One of its top executives is leaving and another is stepping into a much bigger role. Let's get to the juicy details. This is an 8K filing, which is basically a corporate breaking news report. Companies use these to tell investors about major events that could affect the stock price. Think of it as Uber's way of keeping everyone in the loop about changes that could matter to their money. Scrollers of report. Date of earliest event reported, Chum Chu 2025 scrolls. The date to keep in mind is June 2, 2025, because that's when all of these changes officially went down. This report is from Uber Technologies Inc., so we know it's coming straight from the source. It's important to pay attention because these filings are legally required, which means Uber has to be honest about what's going on. Here's where things get interesting. Item 502. This section is all about changes in the company's leadership. It covers things like when directors or officers leave, when new ones are elected, and how much these people get paid. Okay, first major headline, Pierre Dimitri Gorcoty, who was the senior vice president of delivery, is leaving Uber. He's basically the head of Uber Eats. This is a big deal because Uber Eats has become a massive part of Uber's business. Gorcoty himself says that the delivery business is stronger than ever, and he's confident in the new leadership. It sounds like he's leaving on good terms, but when a high-level executive steps down, it always raises questions. Why now? What's next? Uber's CEO, Dara Khosrowshahi, had some very kind words for Gorcoty, praising his work in expanding Uber's global mobility and growing the delivery business, especially during the pandemic. It sounds like he will be missed at Uber. Now let's talk about who's stepping up. Andrew McDonald is now the President and Chief Operating Officer, effective immediately. That's a big jump. Scrolls at the company, including as Senior Vice President, Mobility and Business Operations since 2019 scroll. Sim McDonald has been with Uber since 2012 and has held several leadership positions, including Senior Vice President of Mobility and Business Operations since 2019. So he is no newbie. He knows the company inside and out. As President Chief Operating Officer, McDonald will be in charge of Uber's global mobility, delivery, and autonomous businesses, along with other key functions like membership, customer support, and safety. He is essentially running the whole show. Uber's CEO, Khosrowshahi, seems really excited about McDonald taking on this new role. He says that McDonald has proven himself as a highly effective leader at Uber. McDonald himself says his top focus will be fully realizing the power of the Uber platform. This sounds like he wants to integrate Uber's different services even more closely together. Just a quick note, the filing states that there are no conflicts of interest or family relationships between McDonald and other executives or directors. This is a standard disclosure to ensure everything is above board. Scroll McDonald compensation to arrangement scroll. Of course, we need to talk about the money. In connection with his promotion, McDonald will receive a restricted stock unit award of $5,000. This $5 million is not just free money. The stock units are subject to vesting conditions, which means he has to stick around and perform well to actually get the full value of the award. It's a way for Uber to incentivize him to stay and help the company grow. Scroll forward-looking statement scroll to, okay, now for the boring but important part, the forward-looking statements disclaimer. This is where Uber basically says, hey, we're making predictions about the future, but things might not go as planned. It's a reminder that the future is uncertain and investors should take these statements with a grain of salt. If you want to dig deeper, Uber points you to their annual report and other filings for more information on potential risks and uncertainties. Finally, the report is signed by Dara Khosrowshahi, the Chief Executive Officer, which means he is taking responsibility for the information provided in the filing. What does this all mean? On the surface, it looks like Uber is simply reorganizing its leadership. Gorcoty is moving on and McDonald is stepping up to take on a bigger role. However, these kinds of changes always raise questions about the company's future strategy and direction. The departure of a key executive like Gorcoty could signal a shift in priorities or a change in the company's approach to the delivery business. It's possible that Uber is looking for fresh ideas or a different style of leadership to take Uber Eats to the next level. On the other hand, McDonald's promotion suggests that Uber is confident in its existing strategy and wants to continue down the same path. He's been with the company for a long time and has a proven track record, so it makes sense that Uber would trust him to lead the company forward. Overall, this leadership shakeup is a significant event for Uber. It's something that investors will be watching closely to see how it affects the company's performance in the coming months and years. Alright, that's our breakdown of Uber's latest filing. What's your take on these changes and what they signal for the company's future? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If this analysis was valuable, hitting that like button really helps, and subscribe for more deep dives. Don't forget to check out the Discord in the description. Thanks for watching. See you next time.